Good evening, good night, everybody. I'm David Hudson, president of SFT. Very excited to start my series of interviews at the US site because so far it's been the Brazilian site. And tonight, I am very honored. One of the Christopher Columbus, you like to say, of MMA, a legend. And by when you speak to him, it's like you would never guess. You know, people like to brag and they brag and they brag and they got nothing to brag about. This guy can't brag as much as he wants and he doesn't, which is it's what I love about this sport. Conan Silveira. Conan, to the bank. How
Hi,
are
good
you?
guys. Good guys. A pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
Very honored to be here.
it's a big honor having you here. You know, since the first day we met, talking to you, you would never know what you have, the baggage you have. You have like every week you win a championship. You're like you've been all over the world, and you were one of the first Brazilians to come to the States before the whole wave of the Brazilians, right?
Right. Yes. Long time ago. I don't even want to say how much time it was ago, but many years ago. Yes. First black belt, custom Grace black belt to be in the States, come to the States and open a gym in the States.
Right. When you came to the States, was it already MMA or was it still Vale Tudo? What was that? Was it in the
Oh,
transition?
oh, it was still Vale Tudo. Yeah, it was called No Holds Bar. Was pretty much no rules, no time limit, no globes. I mean, it was completely different than it is today.
So today we must see some of these so-called professional fighters and laugh at them and go, this generation, because there was no weight. There was no, you fought wherever was in the ring. There was no like the same weight class, and there was no this baloney, right?
Yes, I feel that they today they have so many nowadays they have so many of tools to prepare themselves. It's so much support around that. Definitely, I saw the caveman time MMA, so to speak, like that. But definitely, yes, I see as what a great evolution than we got to today.
I know for my kids, not so much from MMA because I wasn't around back then. But as things get better, people seem to get lazier. As technology gets better, we get dumber. And as I guess as the training methods have gotten better, I don't think they make them as tough as they used to. I don't know.
I mean, you see, now when you have a fight, it is pretty much getting in the lab and preparing your formula for your fight. It is basically have your coaches, your trainers, being putting things together. Every fight is a different fight, and when you do that, it's just, I mean, my time was a little bit different. Even with Carson when he was preparing us for the fight, he would make us do different things. It was never just okay because you are a black belt in jiu-jitsu. You don't have to do weights. You don't have to do conditioning. You don't have to do boxing. No, no. For him, it was complete fighter means do everything. So I kind of have the mentality, from the past 30 years.
Right. I'm guessing because I like to compare MMA a lot to the game of chess because you never know some guy might be good at jiu-jitsu, but all he prepares for is to go in a porrada and punch him. Back then, I'm assuming it wasn't so much like that. So the first ones who started doing that kind of a thing are probably the ones who came ahead of the game. I'm thinking it seems like your coach got that. That you already needed to know a little bit of everything.
I mean, his mentality 30, 40 years ago was yeah, he was in the future already, 40 years ago. Because in his mind, especially being who he was, Carson Gracie, he was just always telling us, you have to do everything. You have to become a complete fighter. And the only way was to train everything. So I basically fell on my skin, exactly what the way he was saying.
Right. Do you think that to be a good coach, you have to be someone that actually was like you, that fought and went through all the phases of the pain, or you think you could be a good coach not having gone through that?
My honest opinion about being a good coach has to do with everything that you say. Plus, being a coach, in my opinion, and especially being a good coach, is not only that you have to understand about fighting, of course, but you got to speak fluent in every area. You have to understand fighting. You have to understand the psychology. You have to understand fatherhood. You got to understand basically every single piece that makes you be a good coach. I
Yeah.
don't believe being a good coach, it is just, okay, I hold pads for you and I teach you a position. Anybody can do that. But to make part of somebody's dream, it is much more than just understand about martial arts.
Yeah, to be a good motivator. I tell my staff in Brazil that we're parents, and the fighters are our kids. We love them. Sometimes we need to discipline them. Sometimes we have to teach them to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, they're our kids, and you gotta treat them not like kids, but you gotta have a little bit more patience when it comes to the fighters. And I think in any business, because they have their egos and they have their issues and their problems and their family problems. I believe that once I became a parent, it helped me a lot in my day-to-day life as a president in production, because you start to understand how to psychologically trick people to do things sometimes they don't even want to do.
Exactly. It is exactly like that. It is a mix of everything, including the understanding about being a parent. Of course, I have fighters that, old enough to be my kid. So actually, my kid, it is a fighter. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is great. Um, but yes, you 100% right. When you care about them, it becomes a family, it becomes a matter of, you want to see that fighter succeed. You want to see him become something, make his dream come true.
Yeah, it's such a good feeling to see when it's not about winning or losing. It's about seeing the people go in the cage and giving them
Uh,
all. And I think the secret is that obviously you don't put pressure to win, but it's not just about the winning. You got to understand that there's more to life than just winning or losing a fight.
Exactly. It is about accomplishment. More they accomplish, more they reach that dream and makes the dream become reality. That gives you a incredible feeling.
Yeah, when I first joined the world of MMA, it was just over 2 years ago. I had always had this thing in my mind that MMA fighters are a bunch of monkeys in a cage, uneducated, troublemakers. And I got to Brazil, and immediately within the first half hour meeting the fighters, I said, "Oh my God, this is not at all." And then when I went to American Top Team, I thought, okay, it's going to be, he's got like the 30 people from UFC, Bellator, it must be a bunch of snobs all acting like, no one's even looking at me. And it's not. It's such a light environment. It's like a big family. And I think the martial arts has a lot to do with it, but also I'm guessing it's a lot to do with your philosophy. Because it's really amazing. You go in there and you've got the top 30, 40 fighters of the world. But if you didn't tell somebody, you would think it's just 30 guys who just hang out and sometimes you have like this lightweight fighting against this world champion, and you will never know that.
Exactly. I mean, it is that's what we try to pass to our fighters. The environment. Has to be a family environment. And you're gonna say, yeah, but that's fighting business. Everybody wants to get the first place. Everybody wants to make it. Yeah, but I think there is so much of a room for everybody, so much of opportunity for everybody. And you have to understand that at the end of the day, you need to have the people around you. You need to have that family around you. Even if it's your turn, and you need to have that support. And that's one thing that in an American Top Team, we have that as a, I can't say that is a philosophy, but probably a law. You have to be part of the team, part of the family. In the end of the day, is one thing that I repeat it, and I say that in almost every interview. In the end of the day, your last name, it is American Top Team.
Right.
So I
They
mean,
guys
yeah,
represent you.
yes, it's not the representation. It's just because it is makes everything easier. We uh, definitely strong, but it makes us more dangerous. Makes us more. Every time you see a American Top Team fighter fighting, he's gonna bring it. He's gonna come after that. He's gonna come after the opponent. So I mean, when you put all that together, definitely yes, it is a family environment.
Yeah. I mean, there's this pressure because you come to work. I know when Magnum, my matchmaker, sends me a text message before 9 o'clock in the morning. Who caused the problem? Who's the one? And they do some stupid things, and then the day is a reflection of you, and that's why I tell everybody. I go, you gotta remember that everybody's human, but they're representing me every single fight and everything, and same thing. And so you keep it a tight ship and respect everybody, and that's what it is. What do you think is it? Because you by far, I would think you have the number one team in the MMA world. I haven't seen the statistics,
we try this every day.
Yeah,
it's about working hard.
I mean, like I see you sometimes on a Monday, and you're like, "How was your weekend?" I was okay. When it was okay, you just won 2 world championships. It was another night in which I love. Which is one of the things I really love about the sport is the humility. It's the people; they're so humble. You know, it's people that have this vision that they're enemies, but when the fight's over, they care about each other.
I think I can give you a little bit of what happens. This MMA glamour, this TV, this becoming famous and making money. Definitely is not. Yeah, you're gonna do it if you get to a place, if you get to a position, you get to a fight for the title. You are a good fighter. There is consequences that will come to you. But one thing then we try to, especially among us, is to keep ourselves with the feet on the floor. Don't let anything then just, become because you became a champion. Like Amanda, the only champ in history of having 2 belts and defending 2 belts. But if you talk to her, she is the champion. But it's like she has such of a good heavy feet on the ground, and that's definitely one of the things that really keeps you going, keeps you moving. Is when you enjoy, and I'm not saying like you got to enjoy all the the superstar position, but don't forget who you are. Don't forget where you came from. I think that is something that you got to keep really close to you. As much as you go, you go to the next step, or you go in whatever directions you're going.
Yeah, it's I come from the world of the film business. I was in the film business for 25 years. And it's so different. When you meet the superstars, they think that their shit don't stink, and there sometimes you have guys who are not even that great, who never won an Oscar, and they're like, "Don't look at my eyes," And then you meet an MMA fighter, 5-time world champion. I remember the first time I met Charles the Bronx was in my early days. Great guy. So we were negotiating for him to do a grappling fight at SFT. I had never talked to him. So I went to Fortaleza to be a corner with Marcão, and I bumped into Charles the Bronx. I was so excited to meet him. I forgot that I'm the president negotiating. And I go, Charles, can I take a picture? And I took a picture. I go, oh my God, thank you. And I walked away, and they go, the guy must think I'm retarded. We're negotiating like this contract to fight, and I just took a picture and I walked away. And I turned around, and then when I saw him, I go,
Such a good guy.
Such a good guy, and it's everybody that I meet from the MMA, and it's a shame that we have this bad reputation. One of the biggest problems I've had in Brazil getting sponsors is not because of the world today; it's because the first 15 years of the MMA, than what was in ground before, and so many people in Brazil just came and just screwed the sponsors, and there was so many events made with bad organization. It was really a war, and today we have such an organized thing. Now we've been to Mexico, we're in the States now. I mean, we're like the UFC of Latin America. I would say, we're becoming a power, and people don't respect you. It's really because of the past. It's really crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely it is a tough business, and you have a lot of competition. But I do believe that when you create and you like SFT has their own personality, has their own identity, then everybody. I mean, that was one of the things that when we had good conversations before, and one of the things that really caught my attention, and I admire that is how SFT treats the fighters. How you guys treat the fighters, how you guys care about the fighters, because it is like I say, it is a tough business now. They care about you for 15, 25 minutes, and that's it. What else comes after that? And I think that is, in my opinion, it is what makes the big difference. And that's what you guys going to make difference. With the other ones.
Yeah, in the beginning, people would tell me, President, why are you doing that? They're gonna, when they have a chance, they're going to turn your back on you. I go, just because they're going to do the wrong thing doesn't mean I should do the wrong thing. And that's one of the problems in the world. Oh, he's going to do the wrong thing, so let me already screw him before he screws me. And we have this eye for an eye before the first eye was taken out. I go, no, you know what, 99%, yeah, I'm going to screw me, but there'll be a small percentage who are going to vestir a camisa, it's going to be there for me. And we need to treat people nice. If they're not going to treat you back, that's not the reason to treat people nice.
That definitely is a human tendency that everybody thinks about. If I'm going to do something for you, I want you to be thankful, and I want you to think that you owe me something. But I do believe that when you really, really, really do something for somebody in any type of a size of action, you don't have to expect anything because it's
Never.
coming from you. It is you doing. So if you don't even say thank you, that is not my problem. My part, I did it, and that's the way we think.
And I think like people like you and I that we do just really to help, we're not worried about that. So we're go around. The people that tell you don't do this, you're gonna get screwed. Are the people that only do things good, expecting something back, and you're gonna, if you expect, you're gonna constantly be disappointed. When if you don't expect anything, what's wrong is it? So it's gonna screw me, like we have the event like in 50 hours, and someone asked me today, do we need to bring our own buckets? For me, it was a given. We take care of buckets. And so, I'm in the middle of like tons of meetings. So they're calling people back and forth. And I texted Roger like 5 times. Roger, is it true we need to the fighters bring their own buckets? This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna, I got so much more important things to do. But I did want to make sure we have the buckets for the fighters,
Right.
because for me, every little thing that you do for the fighter, it's what does the bucket cost for us? For them, is that, imagine they have to go run to Walmart and buy a bucket when they flies from Dallas to get tested. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. By the way, you guys go to get the bucket.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was like, I was talking to Dustin with some issues in the studio, and I go, Dustin, I don't understand. It's the buckets. He goes, what buckets? I go, I want to know if we're going to have buckets for the fighters now. It's funny. We put fruits in Brazil. We put seedless grapes, and every month there's at least one fighter. Honey, the grape, there's no seeds in it. I can't believe this. And it's so cool to see that. It's such a simple thing.
Right.
That doesn't cost anything to make somebody happy.
Yeah,
And then
but
it's,
yeah, it's a simple thing, but makes a big difference and means a lot to people. I think that is very important for people to understand. Like I say, I think that when you like you guys do from the heart, so that right there is the big thing. You know what I mean? The big
yeah.
thing comes from there.
And thank God I see the people are turning around. They see what we're doing. We have 80 plus fighters signed on the contract with us. It's the first time in Brazil's history that anybody has fighters signed. The pound for pound list came out 3 days ago, and we have 6 of the top 7 fighters of Brazil, pound for pound. So that we're doing something right. And I like to believe that part of it is the way we treat people, the way Magnum treats people and my staff treats people. And it's like, there was one event that something happened with the sponsor for the food, and there was no sandwich for the fighters. And I found out the next day. I yelled at everybody. There's always problems, but I said, how dare you not have the fighter sandwich? Order pizza, call me, give you money. That's ridiculous.
Right. I think that's so important. I mean, it is. It's not because you see them as your fighting material, then you're going to treat them bad. You know what I mean? I think then it is good to be treated good. When you treat somebody good, I mean, not that you're going to last forever in your life, but if they're gonna keep it. They're gonna remember that.
It comes back to you, even though you don't expect it.
The comes back.
The universe at some point will return all those favors you did. Maybe it wasn't a guy that you did a favor for, but someone seeing you doing something nice for somebody might not affect the person, but somebody watching you, it can change their whole way of looking at life. And so It's important. I tell my fathers, especially the women. We're on TV every Saturday night. So my entire card goes on national TV, not live, but throughout. I go, you girls have a tremendous responsibility because you're the first generation in Brazil. We're on natural TV prime time every Saturday. The girls are growing up. They're going to be looking at you girls and heroes like never before. You don't have to be a great UFC champion to be looked at. You're going to be looked at. So you cannot be caught with drugs. You got to set an example for all these people. And it's true. It's thank God so far, no problems.
Yeah, I love girls fighting. I love females fighting. I think they are some. That's one thing that I tell everybody when they ask me about that. I say, guys, they fight. Girls, they want to kill each other. That is my definition. That is my definition about girls fight. They don't want to fight. They want to kill each other.
There's no tango dancing. There's no this thing. They go for my theory, which probably is not 100%. Women have makeup, men don't. So the next morning they can cover up. Men can't, so we gotta be more careful.
That's a good way to see it. That's a good way to see that. Yeah, they have the makeup to cover the next day. But I think they just have this aggressive. They just have this violence on them. It just I mean, imagine, have a kid, gotta be something then they okay with pain.
I say that all the time in my interviews. I go, it's obvious that the woman is a stronger sex because they're the ones who give kids. Like, I'm such a baby for pain, and forget it. There'll be no kids around anymore.
Right. I agree.
There'll be no pollution, but there'll be no kids. Real quick, we have 4 minutes left before we switch to Portuguese. So talk a little bit about, so you came to the States, you came with a bunch of people, and then you guys split up into different teams, and then you became this mega power. Like,
Basically, American Top Team came. When I came to the States, it was a Custom Grace Academy with the time and some politics and things like not bad way. We became after that a Silveira brothers. That was me and my brother. Then we have one school in Miami and one in Boca, and we met one of my partners in Dan Lambert. And from there, we ended up putting things like let's see if something's going to come out from there. And I think I don't have to say anything. You see American Top Team, growing, and most of the people think then, because lucky or because we have a bunch of fighters, a lot of fighters. It is because that too, but it's one thing that I always clarify. It is because we work hard every single day. It's
right.
not such of a formula. It's not such of a something that we have and nobody have it. We have just a desire to get more, and if you, like a lot of people ask me too, oh, you guys have a bunch of belts, and you saw when you walk inside, was belts on the right, belts on the left, and I have belts from everywhere, from every show you can possibly imagine, and we have it, but it's not enough. Can't be enough. The way for me to be enough was if the American Top Team was the champion in every single division and every single promotion. That should be okay.
Well, you're the closest from everybody to getting there.
Yeah, but you have to have the mentality. You have to
of
have
course.
that. You have to have that vision. It gotta be it.
I say that the world there's no hope. Because the stupid people who really don't know anything, they truly believe they know it all and they're the best. So they sell themselves. As the best. People who know there's always something to get better, it's always that you're always learning, are the ones who give a little bit of doubt because you just got lucky because you don't seem so confident. It's not that I'm not confident. I'm fucking confident, but I want more. I gotta get better. I didn't reach the peak. Where the stupid people, they believe that they picked and there's nowhere to go from there.
Yeah, when it comes about that, I'm a complete psycho. I'm a psychopath on that. I tell people, I'm using a little bit of a heavy word, but it is. I'm psycho. I know I want to win everything, and I want to win all the time. It's not one small show, one middle show, one big show. No, every single time we are involved, it is because we want to win, no matter what. I don't think that second place should be something that makes you feel good about yourself. It's 2 and 1,000 is exactly the same thing for me.
Right.
You should feel really bad.
But exactly. And we're alike. I don't sleep. I work 20 hours a day. Now, this month, it's going to be 2 years of my presidency as president of SFTT. I joined it 2 years ago. But if we take the coronavirus out, it's really 18 months. In 18 months, I took a league that practically didn't exist to already have an event in Mexico, event in the US, free TV in all of Brazil, pay-per-view worldwide, 80 athletes signed up. We have the mascot of MMA, which doesn't exist. I have done more things in 18 months than most people do in a lifetime. And it's because I'm like you. It's never enough. Whatever I have, I want better. I want faster.
Yeah, you cannot be sitting and be comfortable with what you do it. And one thing that they have a say in Brazil, when the team is winning, we don't touch it. I think that is the worst thing that you can take to yourself. Every time you're winning, you gotta touch it to get better.
Of course,
change things, move things. What you can do to get better? You gotta have that vision. You gotta have the mentality.
Because everybody focuses on you. When people criticize me and write bad things about me, and people say, "Oh my God," I go, "That's awesome. If people are doing this, I'm doing something right. Because if I wasn't doing anything right, no one would be criticizing me. So Keep it up, guys. But
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah, it is with everybody. They're not giving up for anything. I don't give up for anything, nothing. You know, if you don't have that first place mentality, you're in the wrong
oh, for
business,
sure. No, when I
maybe the
start
wrong life.
the wrong life, you know, the people they're okay with the 9 to 5 and working for somebody. I'm not. Every business I've done, I've taken it to the
Yes,
top.
I believe. I'm a believer in, and I say that I mean, that's the way I am. Anything you do, anything you do, it is. I don't think that you can accept it just being just a matter of something. You gotta be something. You gotta do something. You know, and it's not about proving to anybody. It's about proving to yourself.
Of
You
course,
know,
I don't care. The people used to call me. I'm the do not give a
I
fuck guy
mean,
because,
you're never gonna make everybody
of
happy.
course, not.
That's the rule number one in life. Forget about that. Don't think about making everybody happy. You're gonna have good people, bad people, people that laugh, people that cry, people that hate you, people that loves you. You know, all right,
Yeah, I
good.
think that's one of the secrets to success. No one became successful pleasing everybody. I remember in the beginning, people like some friends of mine stopped talking to me. I had a friend of mine go, "Dude, you don't have to become the UFC this year." 3 months after I became president, Marcelo Maluco, I was with you, Marcelo Maluco, as a corner over there. I texted my friend from the great picture, "Dude, 3 months UFC." So I didn't wait a year like you told me. It wasn't UFC, but it's like the sky's the limit, and so we know we have to keep going. Now,
It
speaking of
is.
keep going, we got like Brazil waiting for us.
So
So
let's do it.
let's say goodnight to the USA
Yeah, it was a pleasure, and we see each other more. Definitely,
for
yes.
sure. Well, guys, we're gonna switch now to Portuguese for those who speak Spanish or Portuguese. SFT MMA. We're gonna be doing the same thing in Portuguese, and stay tuned. Lots of prizes coming.